Hello, my name is Neha Sinha, and today I'll be talking about the circulatory system. So, we know that oxygen is very, very important for our body, and each and every cell requires oxygen. This oxygen is required so that the ATP synthesis can happen. And once the synthesis happens, a lot of CO2 is released, which is harmful for our body. So, we need to take it out from the site of functioning. So, the carrying of oxygen and the removal of CO2, what is the organ that does that? Well, it is the blood. And how does this blood reach each and every, even the remotest cell of our body? It is well with the help of a very widespread and a beautiful system called the circulatory system. So the circulatory system helps the blood to reach each and every part of our body and each and every cell of our body. So let's talk about the parts of the circulatory system. There are four parts essentially: the heart, the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries. So the arteries, veins, and capillaries can be put in one category, and the heart can be put in another category. So the heart is an organ which has four compartments, and it is made up of the cardiac muscles. So we can imagine heart as a box, essentially divided into four parts. So the human heart is four chambered. So the upper two chambers, or the upper two parts of the box, are called the atriums. They are a little smaller, and the bottom two parts are called the ventricles. And there are a few veins and arteries that come into the heart and go out of the heart. So the ones that come into the heart are the vena cavas on the right side of the heart, and on the left side of the heart are the pulmonary veins. Then the pulmonary arteries. There is one pulmonary artery, one pulmonary vein, the superior inferior vena cava, and the aorta. So this is a very basic structure of the heart. It can be depicted with the help of this box diagram. So the atrium and ventricle on the right side, the atrium and ventricle on the left side, the superior and inferior vena cava, the pulmonary artery, the pulmonary vein, and the aorta. So these are the arteries and veins that come into the heart and out of the heart. Then, so we have seen the structure of the heart in a diagrammatic form. Then we have the arteries and the veins. So we can imagine them as small or big pipes. So let's say there is a building and there is a big tank in it, and we need to supply water to each and every compartment or each and every room of the building. So we can do with the we cannot supply directly from the tank. We need pipes. So these are pipes, or these can be correlated to pipes which will carry the blood from the bigger tank, that is the heart, to each and every smaller cell of the body. So the one which takes blood away from the heart are called arteries. Now which blood will go away from the heart? The oxygenated blood. So the oxygenated blood will come from the lungs into the hearts and then get pumped out to the various parts of the body. And the blood which will come into the heart from the rest of the body will be deoxygenated, the one carrying carbon dioxide. It will come into the heart and pump towards the lungs to get deoxygenated, to get oxygenated, I'm sorry. So because their work is different, their structure also has to be different. So although they are essentially doing the same work, which is the flow of blood, but because the arteries take a lot of pressure, because once the blood is pumped out of the heart, it is with a lot of strength, so with the help of the cardiac muscles. So it needs to be very thick in order to withstand that pressure, and it does not require any pushing force. The pressure is enough, and because it is going downwards in the body, the gravity automatically works on it. So it is a very thick walled system. Arteries are very thick walled, and it does not have valves. Then talking about the veins, they have valves. So these kind of hinge kind of things, they are present in the veins, because it is bringing blood from other parts of the body towards the heart, which is situated above all the other organs. So gravity will work on this blood. So in order to stop the backflow of the blood, there are valves, and the veins are thick walled. Now, arteries and veins we understood. Now, what are capillaries? So, when these arteries become thinner, they are called arterioles, and even thinner, they are called capillaries. So, capillaries are so thin that they can go from into very remote and a backward part of the tissue where the cells are. So these capillaries, they will again form venules, and these will form the veins. So these are the least and the thinnest part of the veins and the arteries. So we have discussed the heart, the arteries, the veins and the capillaries. So let us discuss this cycle in which the blood flows, because we know that it is a circulation. So something will go around and then come around again. So the blood is the one that goes around and comes around. So in which cycle does it happen? So let me take the help of this diagram again. So the blood from the body will come into the vena cava on the right side of the body, on the right side of the heart. It will go to the atrium, the ventricle, and pumped towards the lungs with the help of the pulmonary artery. The blood will get oxygenated in the lungs, and with the help of the pulmonary vein, it will come to the atrium and then to the ventricle, and then pumped out with the help of the aorta. I have drawn it over here, but in actuality, aorta is up here only. So in this manner, the body, the deoxygenated blood or the CO2 carrying blood will come from the body into the heart, to the lungs, and again into the heart, and pumped to the rest of the body. So this cycle is the one which creates the lub-dub sound. The contraction of the heart muscles create that sound. Excuse me. And yeah, this is one cycle. 72 such cycles